Hola clase, welcome to My Spanish Lab, the online component to your textbook. You will be required to use My Spanish Lab several times throughout the semester as you're required to complete assignments. So this is what your home page is going to look like, with this video probably being posted somewhere around here. As you come to your today's view, the first thing you're going to want to check for is any assignments that are due. So there's two ways to do that. The first is by this calendar here, and if you'll notice the little alarm clocks indicate that assignment or assignments are due on that day. You can also click on the Assignments tab and the date, and it will give you a list of assignments that are due, and then this link will take you right to the assignment. An important thing to remember for this course is that all assignments for the unit are due on the last day of the unit. However, that does not mean that you should wait till the last day of the unit to start assignments. Assignments should be started as soon as possible, and then you should progress through the assignments as you progress throughout the chapter. Waiting until the last day is not only going to make your life very difficult, but you probably won't get as much out of the assignments. All right, so that is the basics for what you'll be required to do with My Spanish Lab. But I also wanted to share a few extras for you as well. The first thing I want to talk about is the e-text. The nice thing about this is that not only does it give you access to your textbook online, but it also gives you access to the textbook for the 101 course, which would be chapters 1 through 6. So if you do need to review a concept, you can find the chapter that concept is located and page through it just as if you were paging through the physical textbook. So that's a nice thing to keep in mind. Also for review, another useful tool that My Spanish Lab has is the tutorials. These tutorials are completely separate from the textbook, but provide a brief little review of grammar concepts covered in each chapter. So you can either search by language, and then it gives you different grammar concepts alphabetically, or by chapter. So if you know a certain grammar concept was covered in a certain chapter, you can just go right to that chapter and find it. And then here it'll take you to a little refresher tutorial about that grammar concept. So it's a really helpful tool to use for review, but also it might not be a bad idea to start each chapter going through the different tutorials for the grammar concepts covered in that chapter. That way when you do come across that chapter in the lesson, you'll have a better idea of what's going on. And I believe I mentioned that these are done in English, so that might be a benefit to that as well. All right, the last thing I want to go over is the verb chart. You do have access to a verb conjugator or verb chart in wordreference.com. If you feel more comfortable using that one, that's just fine, but this one is also available to you as well. So basically, you're going to search your verb. So abrir, you're going to search your tense. So let's say we'll do preterite tense, and then here it's going to give you a conjugation list of the verb. So that might be useful, especially as you do your writing assignments, your blogs. It's a useful tool to have in mind. All right, so that was just a brief overview of what you'll be using your My Spanish Lab for. I hope this was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the Preguntas del Curso discussion forum in your D2L